Commanders. Good luck with that.
Wrapping it up. Wrap up the South.
So we begin.
And now it's the West side. We're
This
going out west.
is the one we're going to get stuck on 2 hours for.
Yeah, it's hard
All right.
not to, man.
Just let me say my piece, and then you two can argue.
Yeah, I'll sit back and listen.
I can't wait to hear this.
Tell me how it's playing now.
Lay it on me.
I had the Bills winning their division, obviously, and
Mm-hmm.
I think they're one of the two bully teams in the AFC. I think the Chiefs are the other one.
Ooh.
Can't go unnoticed as another favorite to win the
Ooh.
conference. The favorite for some, for good reason too. The Kansas City Chiefs won six straight conference championships under Coach Andy Reid, and I think personally the Bills out-talent the Chiefs, and have had a whole offseason to think about the loss to the Chiefs last season, and are coming back, to with a vengeance to beat them in potentially another conference championship game, but. With the loss of Tyreek Hill being what some would say a substantial loss, it's not easy just to replace a guy like that with the snap of your fingers. The Chiefs still have a very high-powered offense. They replaced Tyreek Hill with Juju Smith-Schuster, who I know isn't Tyreek Hill, but that's who they replaced him with. He's their new number one.
He's going to bring a different dynamic to it.
I would consider him
I
more
agree.
of like a fast tight end.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Travis Kelce still being, if not one of the most dominant tight ends in the league.
Absolutely.
Justin Ross coming out of Clemsonville today. I read
Sleeper.
he had a boot on his injured leg today. So
Plus, he's got a back issue.
Ugh.
the potential for him missing some of the season is there as well. They have Valdez-Scantling, who was a solid number 2-3 receiver. My point being is Tyreek Hill is gone. Tyreek Hill being gone doesn't mean that Patrick Mahomes isn't still surrounded by talent across the board. I mean, look for the Chiefs to take the division, but can any of these teams take the division by surprise? Absolutely they can. The Chargers are improving each year with an incoming star quarterback, Justin Herbert. The Raiders are flooded with all types of talent. Derek Carr being a top 10 quarterback in the league consistently and adding Devontae Adams, one of, if not the best wide receiver in the league. I'm excited to see what the Raiders can do this year after just falling short to the Cincinnati Bengals in the wild card game in the playoffs. The Broncos, too, have the ability to take the division by surprise. I think that the defense and Bradley Chubb and Patrick Surtain coming off a great rookie season, the Broncos, too, have the ability to take it. I think this is the most interesting division in football, and it's anybody's to win. The only thing I don't see happening is the Chiefs finishing last in this division.
Okay.
Other than that, I think it's all possible everywhere.
Okay. So how do you see it? If you had to put pen to paper,
I got Chiefs
how you
winning
got
it. Raiders are right there behind them. Chargers, Broncos.
Raiders over Chargers. Okay.
But I mean, it's tough
like
for
it.
me. Those last, like I said, this division.
So Denver not even making the playoffs
I think
in your eyes?
one of them's not.
That's pretty much
One of
mathematical
them's not.
certainty.
I got-
We talked about it. It is possible.
I
but
think the Chargers can win the division. I think the Raiders can win the division. I think the Broncos can win the division.
I'm in agreement
So
all the
it's
way
real
through.
tough for me to say that one of these teams are. I think they're all 10-plus win teams, and the team that doesn't make the playoffs is like a 9-win team.
Wow.
And I think that's Denver or the Chargers.
So you
I
don't
think the
feel
Raiders
like
are that
the
good
loss
this
of
year.
Tyreek Hill is going to be really noticed?
It's not substantial enough for me.
Okay.
With Andy Reid and that coaching staff. We're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs, not the Tyreek Hill Chiefs.
Yeah, but I watched plenty of games where it
Where
looked like
he's down.
Tyreek Hill was the winner.
100%. He's definitely
And
down
that
and
was the
make
guy.
crazy things
That was
happen.
the guy that everybody was really scared of. That was the guy people created defenses around to stop. Was that guy?
And that's why I have the Bills winning the AFC and not the Chiefs. But I also have, like I said, it's
Doesn't
tough.
like a lot.
I think the Raiders could. I mean, I got the Raiders right up there. The Raiders are one of my favorite teams coming in this year. I think him and Devontae Adams and Derek Carr played back in Fresno State. I think they're going to bring a lot of chemistry into. I mean, and then you got Josh
Jacobs.
McDaniel
coming over, yeah.
is coming in for the offense coordinator.
Yeah.
Eddie made a good point earlier. We were talking about how that might be, a little set. Maybe they have to learn a whole new scheme and get things right. That could maybe set them back a little bit. But I think
But that is a veteran team that's been together,
I think
too.
that Derek Carr and Devontae Adams, make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it. Those two are going to make music next year, and you're going to see big numbers from those two.
Do you feel like they can match what was happening with Rodgers and Adams? Do you feel like it's on that level, or do you think it maybe is a little bit watered down?
I think Carr's up there on that type of elite level as far as quarterbacks go. I don't think he's Aaron Rodgers, but I also think Aaron Rodgers has only had Devontae Adams
Well, there's only
Like,
one of these guys.
been
You know, we compare people all the time, and like you can't be Aaron Rodgers,
Right.
you can't be Tom
Exactly.
Brady.
Derek
You got to
Carr-
do your own thing.
Derek Carr and Tom Brady, those are two. That's a good. These two
I
guys
like
have been
that.
throwing to guys who nobody knows.
I
You
can't-
don't even
I
know
can't-
the name of this
yeah.
guy until Tom Brady throws him.
No,
the
their
ball.
receiving core modeled after the Patriots receiving core
with
last
Henry
year. To me.
Ruggs situation, that whole thing last year, them losing him right after the rip, and he was playing good. He wasn't. I never really liked him, but he was making plays and putting up numbers for them.
He's top
To
12
lose-
wide receiver. Renthro. Or that,
No, I'm
he's
talking
a-
about Ruggs.
Oh, Ruggs, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And then all of a sudden, Carr, he's throwing to these guys that not a lot of people put in the top, wide receiver talk. But
Zay
now you
Jones.
put the potentially the number
Buffalo
one
Bill.
wide receiver. I think Hopkins is the best receiver in the league until he's not. But Devontae Adams is right there, top 3.
Yeah.
And you get Derek Carr's a top 10 quarterback, top 5 sometimes.
Yeah. No, I like the Raiders too. You want me to go next or you want to go? What you chewing on over there? Let's see you in deep thought.
Because it's just really like the arguments that I have to make on why this one and why that one are the same arguments that you can make about other teams, right? Like Kansas City Chiefs are going to be missing a stud. Okay, the only thing coming back is that running game that they had, which was non-existent. Like Edwards-Helaire, who I don't know. He had a good rookie season though. He put that ball on the ground and lost to Baltimore himself against another rookie. Adafe Owe, look out for him on Baltimore, coming in to really rack up the sacks over there for Baltimore, man. I love that kid, Adafe Owe. I'm a huge fan of that dude. But what really needs to happen for the Kansas City Chiefs this year is not what I said needs to happen for them last year. If anybody remembers what I said last year, real big on Kansas City in the trenches. It was huge. The entire offensive line was going to be different coming back. And we're not even just talking about guards and tackles, home slice. We're talking about center. We're talking about Creed Humphreys. We're talking about the guy distributing the rock to the man who needs to sling it. Okay, that was huge.
Humphreys
okay?
did an excellent job last
Okay,
year.
at Pro Bowler, right? And you're probably going to look at a 5-6 time Pro Bowler, okay? Because that's how good he is, and that's how good he played last year as a rookie, right? So we're not going to question that. I'm going to question Orlando Brown as being an issue right now. Okay, we don't know what's going on with that. I don't know. Andy Reid said if he ain't here, then we keep going. So that to me isn't that big of a deal. Plus, you got Trey Smith that came out and just at guard and USC or I forget the guy, bro. He got drafted. He balled out, Pro Bowler. So they fixed that problem. But this year coming up, Trent McDuffie out of Washington, okay, needs to come out and play like a first-round draft pick. Carlifs, Purdue, he got to come out and he's got to get me 8.5 sacks to 9 sacks this year as a rookie. Otherwise, I just don't know defensively if they're going to be able to keep in it, especially in the league that we're talking about Raiders, Chargers, and now a rock-slinging Denver team with Jerry Jeudy coming back. That run game coming back. Everybody laughed at the running back from the Chargers leaving, wanting more money, and Denver's like, you know what? Just come over here, man, and prove everybody wrong. Melvin Gordon. That's all coming back for Denver, all right? Yeah, they don't have Noah no more. They don't have Noah Fant, okay? But I think that division is such a problem that Trent McDuffie and Carlifs is so vital and important to the Kansas City Chiefs that those two have to have an elite year for Kansas City to stay relevant.
So tell me this.
I think it's Kansas City. I'm gonna still say Kansas City.
Because of the high-powered offense.
Because of the high-powered offense, because everyone's coming back, and I don't like the Raiders. I don't like the Raiders coming out of the gate. The Raiders are not going to come out of the gate. It's going to be slow rolling for the Raiders. Okay, it's going to be real slow for the Raiders coming out the gate, right? Because this playbook and everything that they're going to want to do is in depth and deep. And everybody's got to learn that. And the offensive line's got to keep up with that. Carr's got to keep up with that. Devontae Adams and Derek Carr are going to have to get back on the bike and remember what it was like together. Okay?
Analogy, I like that.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, honestly, that's why I can't say they're going to come out swinging. The Chargers will. I believe the Chargers will. This is where I'm torn because I don't know if all the acquisitions the Chargers made, that defense was atrocious.
Yeah, that was definitely a problem.
Absolutely. They lost that game because of the defense.
Especially against the run.
They lost the game against the Raiders last game of the season and the playoffs because of the defense. And because those wide receivers just weren't coming out catching the ball.
Mike Williams had a great year, but they could have used.
I'm talking about one game. We're talking about
yeah.
one game. Those receivers look like shit.
Yeah.
One game. Okay? And they're all coming back. I don't like their receivers. I don't like none of them. I don't like Williams. I don't like the guy they just gave a bunch of money to. I don't like none of them. I don't like their receiving core. I like the running backs. I love Eckler. Okay? I want to see more Roundtree. I want to see you guys feed some of these other guys the ball. I want to see more movement,
especially with that offensive line.
But that's not my problem.
Yeah.
That's not my problem. Shifting gears. It's my defense that's the problem for what's going on with the Chargers. And this is where I'm like, is it going to be the Raiders who are going to come out slow, finish strong, or is it going to be the Chargers that potentially, offensively, they're going to come out firing on all cylinders? Because nothing changed there. But you do have a lot of guys. Joseph Day. You have Khalil Mack. You have a lot of guys coming in.
J.C. Jackson.
You have a lot of guys coming in that were not there before. Okay, and the same problem and I feel like the Chargers and the Raiders have the same kind of situation potentially, more Raiders than Chargers, because that entire team needs to learn something new. It's the entire team, offense, defense. You know, I mean, somebody's got to help on the Raiders. Somebody has to help Max Crosby out.
Couldn't you make that same argument for Denver though? Because
I'm gonna. I mean, it's the same problem. It's the same problem that I had. For Russ coming over there,
new head coach,
everything's new. I mean, Judy and them got to click. What if they don't? What if it's Sutton? What if Sutton gets hurt again? What's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be over there? Who's gonna emerge? Who's the tight end? I don't fucking know. It's probably Honor. I don't know who the tight end is. Who's the tight end? What's going on over there? We know the run game's coming back strong. I have a lot of questions. I have a lot of questions, right? So I'm going Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, only because I'm canceling out the Raiders because they're not coming out the gate. They're not going to come out the gate. I'm telling you now, if you're a Raider fan, just chill out. Week 5. Week 5, they're coming out the gate. We're playing 3 preseason games. We're not playing 4. You don't have as much time to prepare as you did, right? This guy's coming in. It's going to be a crazy system that they're going to try and run, and I'm sure they're going to be successful at it. I'm not downplaying Devontae Adams. I'm downplaying Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow. I'm not downplaying that. You know, I mean, I think Jacob still has some tread on the tires, but I don't think he's Derrick Henry. I don't think he's Jonathan Taylor. I don't think he's Dalvin Cook. I don't think he's I don't think he's, what's his name? Chubb. I don't think he's that kind of back today. Yeah. Today. Maybe when he got drafted. But today, I don't see him being that elite. But he's a problem if that pass game is what it is. I really want to say the Raiders. I really want to go Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers. Right? But there's something in me that just says that the free agent acquisitions will be a lot easier because they're all old. They're all veterans. Khalil, they're just rush. Just go get them. You know what I mean? Help Bosa out. Go get him. Joseph Day in the middle. What they've needed on that defensive line, because let's just face it, the homeboy from Minnesota that used to be a giant, Lenville Joseph, getting old. I mean, they did what they needed to do. Is Kenneth Murray going to come around at linebacker? There's questions. What's really going on in the head of Darwin James, right? He wants big money. Same thing going on with Jesse Bates right now on Cincinnati. There's a lot going on over there for the Chargers.
That situation seems a little bit closer.
I agree 100%. He's not holding out. He's coming in. But where's your mindset at? You don't get your money. Now you're a little upset. Maybe you start playing different. I don't know.
You see that Minka contract, like, ooh.
But I'm just saying is like that's kind of like why I'm gonna go try. I like the Raiders. I'm a Max Crosby closet
So
fan. I love
Denver by default is at the bottom.
Unfortunately, Denver's at the bottom. Can Denver win the division with Russell Wilson? Absolutely. Absolutely, especially with everything Nick said, the way how good Patrick Surtain played, and Patrick Surtain's coming back, and he's gonna ball out.
Bradley Chubb on the defense.
I mean, you got Bradley Chubb. I mean, look, Chubb's coming back healthy. I mean, the possibilities are there. I gotta go with who proved it to me last, and the Chargers lost that game by defense in my mind.
They lost a lot of games I feel like they should have won.
So I think, honestly, that I have to go with look, Kansas City Chiefs coaching situation was really doing it for me. You know, all that stuff with the wide receiving core is an issue, right? And nobody can deny that. But out of everyone I just named, they got Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
They got Travis Kelce. The Raiders, that's why I wanted to go with the Raiders. They got Waller. Okay? Yeah, it could go 1-2. It could go Raiders, Chiefs, Chargers, Denver.
Right. It could go Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, it literally can go any way right now. But record showing, I with the records and how things were, again, the record with the Chargers is one game. We're talking about one game. And if the 49, the Raiders were that good last year, only one game better than what the Chargers had done, and the Chargers are coming back. Everybody same system, just a couple good acquisitions. I gotta go Chiefs, Chargers, Denver. Prove it.
Gotcha.
That's I have to go that route.
Yeah, this is the toughest division I think for anybody to try to call.
Best quarterback class for the division.
Oh, absolutely. I think you could almost answer the question of the order of the division by saying which quarterback is the best this year in that division, and whoever the best quarterback ends up being at the end of the year is going to be the division winner. I got it Chiefs Raiders. I don't know which way to go with it. I really like what the Raiders are doing. I like the Chandler Jones pickup to play opposite Max Crosby. I like Hunter Renfrow, a route specialist, with Devontae Adams, a route specialist, and then you give me a big fast target like Darren Waller. I even like the little late round running back pickup with Zamir White to kind of 1-2 punch with Jacobs. Jacobs reminds me of like
my problem with the Raiders is how long does it take for you to get out the gate? How long does it take? How many games does it take?
Well, I look at it like this. As you were talking about that, I thought about it, and I'm like, well, McDaniels made a game plan to help Mac Jones be successful last year. And if he was able to plug enough offense to Mac Jones's brain as a rookie, David Carr, who's a 7-year veteran now,
all they did was run the ball.
At this point,
all they did was run the ball.
The point is they won games, but the point is Derek Carr is nowhere close. Mac Jones is not even in the same ballpark.
Never.
And what proves to me that the Raiders can do all this stuff, number one, Josh McDaniels had numerous years to where he was going to jump ship, and he never jumped ship. Finally took a job with the Raiders. Found it to be, that's his fit.
Well, I thought he originally took Indy. I thought he originally took Indy and backed out.
All the adversity that the Raiders as a team went through last year with the Ruggs thing, with the Gruden preseason thing, and to still stay gelled, composed, and probably be the lesser talented besides Denver in that division, and to do what they did last year, like that showed me everything I needed to know to buy in a little bit more to the Raiders potentially being able to win the division. I still think they're missing something in there, but I think you take away a little bit from KC, and I think that Tyreek Hill thing is going to be a bigger deal than what other people are saying. Like, I think Juju's going to bring a different dimension to it.
Yeah, I mean, you got 3 wide receivers. Only one of them's coming back. I mean, there's no continuity over there, and you can't tell me that McCole Hardman and Mahomes always had continuity, because they never did, and they still haven't. And, I mean, maybe I get proved wrong and we see it this year, but that is an issue 100% for me. But the fact that they still have.
I think you nailed it with the defense too. With you lost Tyrann Mathieu, you lost Tre'Davious to San Francisco, the corner. the people that they brought in, Justin Reed, which I like from the Texans, safety to replace
super good pickup
to replace Matthew.
Huge.
But the defense, we started the show off talking about Buffalo, where you gave up all those points, and that's why you lost to KC. KC gave up just as many points in that game.
I know. Well, that's
so it's
why
like, if you take away Tyreek Hill out of that game, Buffalo wins the game.
100%.
He is a big difference, and he's done that more than once in his career, to where he's just made a play. And it was the AJ Brown thing. You can when you have those type of guys, like, you got to do everything in your power to keep them on your team. It's going to be a loss to them. Now, I don't think they fall to the last in the division or anything like that.
If car lifts come out. And
I like Nick Bolton, the linebacker they drafted last year.
Yeah, he led the league. He led the league amongst rookies in tackles, and he's going to come out swinging. That's what I'm saying. People. But if they hit,
they still got Chris Jones, so
right? If they hit on these two, I'm saying, and that defense.
Well, I said, I agree with you.
Turns the corner.
I agree with you.
And it's not so much on the offense now like it was. And you still got the check down. I mean, you still have a tight end that not many safeties and not many linebackers can cover. Whatever Kelsey does is just.
But he had his moments last year where he looked less than Travis Kelce. At the beginning of the season, he was struggling. I don't think he scored for like the first 6 weeks, which was just unheard of for Travis Kelce in that offense.
That offense came out struggling to begin with. The O-line was cracks.
You can bet on him getting more touchdowns.
No, this is his year. You take him number 1 overall this year in fantasy. 1,000%.
And then after that, it's the Chargers from me. Because I don't feel like
Denver's got more to do.
I think the continuity. I think you added a couple of little pieces. I agree with you about the receiving core kind of lacks something. Maybe it's the explosion and the running game. The Chargers are strange. I like the coaching staff and what they brought to them, but they don't stop the run. They don't win games I feel like they should win. They've yet to turn that corner. They remind me of Arizona Cardinals. It's like, I feel like you got a lot of good stuff going on, but there's something that just doesn't mesh.
The only one that's elevating year after year is Herbert. Sure. I think Herbert is the only, because, like, honestly, I love Bosa. I love the Bosa brothers, but I'm just not seeing like what I seen from year 1, year 2 out of Bosa this year. This last year that just happened. I mean, he needs help. He was the only one. There was nobody else.
No, they need to be able to stop the run, too. Because I remember the Cleveland game and the Patriot game, they just absolutely did what they wanted to do running the ball. You got to be able to at least offer resistance. Well, yes, your offense is very good.
Joseph Day, Khalil Mack.
I agree.
That's a massive. And I mean, if these guys come out and play like Joseph Day and play like Khalil Mack, man, look at how good Khalil Mack looked on Buffalo with Akeem Hicks on the other side.
Yeah, in Chicago.
And Roquan Smith back there. I mean, that's why I brought up Kenny. That's why I brought up that linebacker.
Robert Quinn on the other side. It was a problem.
Yeah, that's why I brought up that linebacker that they drafted out of Oklahoma, Kenneth Murray. Kenneth Murray really needs to step up and have that middle linebacker, year. Yeah. That, like, they drafted him to have. He really needs, this is his year. He needs to come out of the shell. We need to see something.
Yeah.
And I mean, if we could do that, if we can get that out of him,
super athletic,
and we could get that out of the D line. I mean, you're on the other side of the trench. We're already good. We're ready to go in the trenches for the Chargers. They look good. You know what I mean? So, I mean, like I said, they got young running backs. Let me see. I want to see Roundtree. I want to see Roundtree get more than 20 touches in a season. I want to see Roundtree get the ball, dump it out to him. Everything can't be Eckler. You know what I mean? Everything can't be Eckler.
Agree. You can. They also got C.J. Spiller. We'll see what they can get out of them. But, yeah, when their offense was really good, they always had that kind of two-back rotation. Just traditionally, you thought about the Chargers. It was a 1-2 punch, like lightning and thunder.
Eckler.
Yeah, you had that balance there. So I agree with you on that. And that's what you need to close out games sometimes.
Well, that's what Denver has right now. That's what Denver has.
I just think it's going to be tough it's going to be a tough switch coming over for Russ to just. I see all the weapons there, and it excites me, and I like what the defense was last year. Bradley Chubb hasn't made it through a full season since his rookie year. You got to have him. Period. You lost Von Miller. Von Miller's gone.
You have to have him.
He's got to be there, or it's going to be an issue. And then the rest of the team's got to stay healthy. But I mean, I think this is a year where everybody gets on the same page, and just the fact that the rest of the teams in that division are so good, and the rest of the AFC is so good, it's gonna be tough for Denver.
It sucks to put them at the bottom.
Denver-
It really does.
listen,
but
Denver's-
somebody's got to be there.
Denver's coming out super slow. Denver's going to come out slower than the Raiders.
I got them probably number 6 in the whole AFC, but they're at the bottom of their division.
What do you
know
think?
what I'm saying?
Yeah. If they were in the South, Denver would be competing with the Colts for the for the division in my eyes. Or
100%.
if they were in the North, they'd be right in the mix
With
with
the
Baltimore and the Bengals. If they were in the East, they'd be right up there underneath.
number 2,
Yeah. So I mean, they're a good team, but they're in a division that has really good teams. They only got stronger from
Like I
last
said.
year. Besides the Chiefs, but the Chiefs were at such a elevated level from the rest of the division that it just kind of brought them down to earth, but they're still kind of resting there at the top for me.
I think they're all 10 or more win teams.
Except Denver.
Except
Denver.
Denver.
I
think
can't see
Denver's right there
Denver.
at 8, 9.
I think Denver's going to need a year.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
That wraps up the rundown of the division picks, and
Let's just jump on a couple questions real quick. Just real quick.
We'll take a little quick break, and then we'll come back. We'll handle some questions. We'll talk about our MVP choices. We'll talk about rookie of the year. We'll get in, wrap in, get a deep dive into the questions and all that good stuff.
All right.
That's actually we can edit it anyway, so we're good. But that's actually a good idea to do like little pauses